Was 220 pounds at 15 years old. I know that is absolutely crazy. And you may be thinking like, okay, well, how tall were you? I mean, I was 5'5", 5'6", so I was considered morbidly obese at 15 years old. I weighed more than everybody in my family at the age of 15. Think about that. And for a long time, even after I started working out, like this even goes to like 6 to 8 months. I stayed at nearly the exact same weight, or I lost some pounds here and there, but I did not. My progress did not compound like it was supposed to, because I blindly listened to the advice of these fitness influencers that, oh, you can just outwork about a bad diet, and that it's all about just like about calories in, calories out, and I had no understanding of what that even meant. I just thought, oh, if I watch these videos and I just go keep working out and stuff, then the diet will be okay. My goal for this is to explain to you guys what a diet consists of, what a good diet consists of, and how you can just kind of skip the step that I was, where I was just basically making no progress for months on end because I didn't understand how a diet works and why you need one. So, right into it, we have to talk about first of all, what is a diet? So, a diet is essentially you eat these foods, you don't eat that food. And essentially, a good diet is one where you eat only the good foods and you don't eat the bad foods. So, first of all, we need to talk about macronutrients. Macronutrients is essentially your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. These are going to be the things that you're going to be eating that are actually going to be like providing you energy and actually help you have function throughout the day. So, first of all, we need to talk about proteins. Proteins is you want to try and get complete protein because no, you're no, just because the beans it says it has 6 grams of protein, that does not mean that you're getting 6 grams of protein. Protein, for you to actually be able to build muscle, it needs to be complete protein. So this is where you get stuff like like eggs, meats, dairies, and fish. These are the things that are actually going to be complete protein. That's actually going to be able to provide your muscles the material that they need to actually build this muscle. So proteins, like I said, you're going to want to look for complete proteins. Now, this doesn't have to be complex. It's literally just means eating like lots of meat, eating eggs, eating dairy, eating fish. Like I said, eating these things are gonna be giving you the protein that you need. Now, you can have like whey protein. You can have like whey protein that could be in the form of like a bar, like a protein bar or like a shake. Preferably, you want to get it from whole foods because this is actually going to be a little more sustainable. And personally, I think you're going to see a little more progress if you do it that way. But obviously, it's convenient to have whey protein. So if you choose to, I'm not going to get mad at you. It's a great investment regardless that you're actually taking the steps to improve your diet. So now we're going to talk about carbs. Carbs is one of those things where it's like it's really conflicting because people are always trying to tell you one thing and that like carbs are bad for you, and then other people tell you carbs are good for you. I'm just simply going to tell you why you need carbs to begin with, why your body absorbs carbs to begin with. Carbs is your body's main source of energy that your body uses to produce energy. It's also really good for your metabolism. It's really good for actually filling up your muscles. And so if you choose to have carbs in your diet, which some people do, some people don't, if you choose to, aim for getting like whole grains. This is You're getting your whole grains, like your whole grain bread, or like trying to get those oats. You can have fruits, vegetables, nuts, roots, and then also rice. These are the foods that are actually going to be giving you complex carbs. Complex carbs are the carbs that you're going to want to get, and then simple carbs are the carbs you want to avoid. Complex carbs is the list I just told you. Simple carbs is stuff like processed stuff, sugary stuff, and stuff with a lot of preservatives in it. You want to avoid those. If you want a better example, you can just look up the difference between complex and simple carbs. So, fats. This is something that I feel like we need to talk a little more about because people don't understand what fats are and why we need them to begin with. Down here, that fats support your cells, your brain, your muscles, and your energy levels. More specifically, your fats such as your monosaturated, polyunsaturated fats, and then omega-3 and then HDL. These are the ones that are actually going to be helping you out. So, to make this a little less complex, Your monosaturated and polysaturated are both unsaturated fats. That you're gonna find this stuff in your nuts. You're gonna find it in your eggs. You're gonna find it in your peanut butter. When it comes to omega three fatty acid, this is going to be extremely crucial for your, not only your brain health but also the health of your muscles as well. So the best way to actually get this is eating foods such as fish and eggs, especially fish because fish has so much has so much omega 3. This is going to be crucial for actually building your muscle and actually being able to lift your weights up properly because people don't think about your brain. They don't think about the fact that to be able to actually make those progress, your neural system actually has to work properly. So your omega 3 is going to be essential. And this last one, HDL, this one is going to be like the absolute game changer if you're not already having enough of it. So HDL is essentially cholesterol, and I've made a video talking about eggs. You can watch all about why you should eat eggs because of that cholesterol. But essentially, eggs, well, not eggs, HDL is going to be this. It's going to be the one that's actually building up these hormones like testosterone. Because cholesterol is okay. You want to avoid LDL, but HDL is actually going to be the building block for these essential like hormones such as testosterone. So eating your fats is really important if you want to actually level up your game about like building muscle. And not only that, but having like a faster metabolism. So your fats, like I said before, it's going to consist of your peanut butter, your nuts, going to be some dairy. You want to watch out, like see what kind of dairy you buy though. Then it's also going to be your eggs and it's also going to be your fish. Now you can also put on there, I'll add this on here. Let's see, your meats. Now, you want to watch out for this one. Like eating more so like beef and like beef that does not have trans fat in it. This is going to be the thing that's actually going to help you out because beef can also be good. I wouldn't recommend eating pork, like I said. That's personally, I don't believe that it's going to be any help for you. So I've talked about the good fats. We got to talk about the bad fats, obviously. So making this really easy for you guys. Your bad fats is literally your trans and I don't know why I put that there. These are the fats. Oh, and we could also put LDL. I've already mentioned LDL. So you're gonna find okay. So to make this easy for you guys, all of these are gonna be stuff that's gonna be inside of these processed foods and the foods that have like all these crazy things inside of them. So we're thinking about your burgers. We're thinking about like these really processed foods that you get, those like microwavable foods. These foods are going to be rich in these things and trans saturated in LDL. They are not going to be good for you, and they're going to be the ones that's destroying your diet. So avoid eating processed foods, avoid eating fast food because they are rich in bad fats. Kind of went through what's the good proteins, carbs, and fats you're supposed to eat. I want to kind of talk a little, but it's something that if you're not getting enough of, that your body's not going to be able to actually absorb any of these things. So what is obviously you know what water is. It's really important for not only helping like flush out toxins in your body, but also being able to send out the nutrients that your body needs. These nutrients that you're trying to get, these protein, carbs, and fats. So ideally, you should be eating one. You should eating. You should be drinking 1 gallon of water a day. So this is going to vary depending on like how how much you weigh, how tall you are, how often you work out, and then like also how much you sleep because the more you sleep, the more dehydrated you're going to be when you wake up. So essentially, try to go for 1 gallon a day, and then you're going to notice a big difference if you're not already drinking 1 gallon of water a day. Before I end this video off, I want to talk about the exact diet that I was following. Just try and give you guys a feel as to what worked for me personally. So I ate a lot of chicken breast. That was personally my go-to whenever it came to actually working out. I ate a lot of chicken breast. I ate a lot of fruit. I ate, I ate some veggies, like I ate like some potatoes, some beans, some carrots. But I also ate a lot of dairy, but more specifically cheese, because I was cutting out milk because I was drinking a lot of milk. I made a video talking about like the type of milk you want to buy if you want to increase your testosterone. but I was mostly eating cheese and also some yogurt. I ate some eggs. I eat eggs every single day, about 5 to 6 every single day. Lots of tuna and then nuts. So basically, all these things that I wrote out in here, I ate it. So a lot of these things that I wrote out on here is the exact stuff that I was eating in my diet personally. And it was only whenever I started, because I already ate a lot of fruits. It was only whenever I started eating more chicken breast, getting more protein, and eating eggs and tuna and stuff, and getting like a lot of these healthy fats, because I was already getting a lot of carbs because I ate a lot of fruit to begin with. But it was whenever I actually started implementing more protein and more fats, high quality protein and fats, that I actually started to not only lose weight, but gain muscle instead. So, obviously, if you guys just want something easy to try and make for yourself, this is the exact thing I followed if you're trying to reach the same goals that I had in mind. So, one last snippet that I like to speak about before I end this video is how much protein should you be eating a day? So, protein is one of those things that online you're going to be finding a lot of conflicting information telling you, oh, it's going to be 1 gram, it's going to be 1.5, it's going to be this, that. Technically speaking, we learned this in lab class. Is okay. Why is it not letting me text? Okay, let's try this. So that we actually did research on a study, and this is a study that was made talking about how much protein you should be consuming. And so they found the most effective were the people who were getting 0.81 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you want to follow this to a T, then just multiply your body weight times 0.881, and then this is going to be the most accurate one. Now, obviously, there's going to be some days you're going to get more, and there's some days you're going to get less. So for you personally, I would make a range. Like, okay, for instance, I'm 175 pounds right now, and I'm trying to bulk right now. So this is gonna look like around like 160 grams of protein, 160, 100, somewhere between there. So some days I eat 200 grams of protein, other days I eat 100 and like 40 grams of protein. If I were you and you want to make this simple, make a range of proteins that you're going to be eating. Like for instance, I try to get anywhere between 150 to 180 to 190 grams of protein. You don't want to have too much because first of all, you're going to smell awful. Second off, when it comes to eating a lot of protein, protein is very satiating, and you sometimes you won't be able to actually squeeze in a lot of these other foods. So technically, this is the scientific number, but if I were you, I would make a very like concise range as to what you're going to be eating in a day. This is just going to make it so much more simpler, and so you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't reach this amount of protein today, or oh, I went too much. This is going to make it so much easier. None of this is going to actually be helpful for you if you don't actually take the steps forward and actually implement these things that I'm saying in your diet. Without like your discipline and your consistency, none of this is going to mean anything at all. Have for you boys.